All right, I'm doing a little bit of work on FNDRPR because guess what? They put Stripe into Bolt. So a couple of products that I've been working on have been depending on, like, I knew how to do Stripe. Like I said, I built back-end servers now, so I understand how to do it, or understood how to do it. However, I really wanted to take my time if I didn't need to launch these things. So I've been focused on kind of building the backside so that when it was ready, I could just go ahead and just finish some of these projects out and then start pitching them to people. Because now that Double Me it still has some of the other stuff, but the function of Double Me allowing people to schedule my cow. So like now you can schedule with my double. We're already having people schedule with the double and creating their own stuff, which is cool. We're already doing outbound cold calling, so really excited about that part. But I built Double Me to help me sell some of these projects, especially the products that are tied to B2B. But in B2C, there's another product that I'm building that will automatically cold DM or message people on Reddit and other social media platforms when they say they have a problem. And then I'll send them a link to a Double Me so we can have a conversation about how the product that I'm building will help. Okay, so we haven't deployed this yet, but hopefully it has a password that I can remember. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. It's been a while since I launched this. Okay. So we're going to work on the pitches area right now. We're not going to do this. We're going to focus. Where's the pitches area? Okay, good. Okay. So we essentially want it to be more like a Kanban board. So essentially we're gonna isolate this real quick because we wanted to focus really heavily on what this means. And also I always do this. I gotta check and see, okay, so I got 11 days. I spend tokens a lot less frequently when I'm focused on like infrastructure building. And now that have learned that I need to focus on backend, I actually don't, don't really, oh, I forgot it's down here now. I actually don't use it very often. I only use it for front end. So all the back end stuff I'm doing with Claude, I've now started using Gemini 2.5 Pro. I use ChatGPT for some of the more basic stuff. And I just got the free Claude credits deal for Claude Code. So I might actually use Claude Code to build FNDRPR's backend. And I'll show you how that'll work in a future video. So that's kind of cool. It was kind of weird. They said oh, we're giving out like 500K or whatever. And then it turns out it was $50 to 1,000 people. And I'm not complaining. Free money's free money. But the way they marketed it was kind of funny. Okay, so let's dig into this real quick so we can do the front end, do some more pieces. So then I'll do the back end tomorrow and hopefully use Claude Code. And if you haven't used it, I've used it a little bit. It cost me like 30 cents. So I was like, all right, I'm going to chill out on this until I have some money to freely spend on exploring new products. So, all right, back to business. Let's go ahead and put this in there. And then we'll put this in next. Of the pitches page. Essentially, we want if you didn't know, FNDRPR is going to be an automated, oh my gosh, it's going to make me sign in every time, isn't it? Jeez, that's going to be hyper annoying real soon. So now we're going to do the UI. So since it's going to make me reset that every time, I'm going to go ahead and maybe bring in something else. So this is just going through like the design. We'll do the function on the back side, like in the back end user stories. We'll go ahead and write some of that stuff, which we'll do with Claude Code tomorrow. But essentially, we're just like marking up how the UI will look. So essentially, we're saying that the status is going to be a Kanban board that you can drag across and essentially say draft, reviewed, pitch, picked up, and archive. Unique colors for each status. Yep, and we want it to be trackable. Because if you used Trello before, it's really nice. And we'll work on the dragging animation later. We're focused on that side of the UI. Right now, we're just trying to get the framing working out so we know how to look. So that when we build the backend server, we start looping in OpenAI APIs and hyperbrowser APIs. We can get a better idea of what the function will be, and then we'll go into the. So it's kind of tricky. So when I'm building products, focus on front end just to fill out actually I focus on user stories and research first. So you'll see a lot of user stories and research. So the research will probably be in the knowledge base and prompts if you're using or the design system. If you're using any kind of like ChatGPT and stuff, you need to do research to figure out how to structure your knowledge base and prompts. Some future features here. So as I'm building out things and thinking of new things, I'm going like, okay, this is an MVP. It's going to be a slick MVP, but it's still an MVP at the end of the day. I'm just trying to prove a thesis around how people can adjust how they'll use or utilize public relations. And yeah, so right now, the future features are going to be stuff that comes later. I'm gonna show you what that is at the end of this video, but right now let's keep pushing on this stuff. Yeah, I had a feeling you would need to do that because I had to change the pitch statuses, which were something else. So essentially what it did is it went ahead and like made the mobile, desktop, and tablet like columns that made sense. Then it created the pitch cards. Went ahead and did hover and drag animations. I'm going to remove this content preview because I don't want that there. So I'll go ahead and say in the pitch card, remove the subject line and content preview from the card, because we're going to do that in a second. What I really want people to really see, oh, I sent that way too early. That was a force of habit, clicking enter. Okay, hopefully that didn't screw anything up. So that'll be in the details. So what we really want, in bold. Did I not say that already? I just went ahead and did that. Yeah, it did. Okay. For the design of the cards on the pitches page, just to be sure, we'll feature the publication at the top in bold letters. Let's do typography. Then the journalist's name that they are pitching, the date the pitch was created, and the top right corner, clicked. The subject and the context of the pitch will be copied to the user's device viewport. That's something that's very small, but I really think it'll have a good like product motion, where if the founder's just like, dude, I don't care about the details, just give me the pitch. I won't even show you the pitch. You'll just see the publication, the journalist's name, and you'll click a button, a copy button. Oh, I need to add email. Journalist email, if there is one in the database. So I just want them to like click a button. Hold on. The journalist Okay. Journalist email, if there is one in the database. So I just wanted to be like, hey, if I click this clipboard button and then paste it into my Gmail, it will automatically show it up. If once the Founder PR is good enough, people will just trust it. They'll say, I know that it's primed exactly to my business information and the journalist's beat, publication, what they normally write about, the topics, things like that. So I know that it's going to be hyper personalized. There will never be another version of a pitch that Founder PR generates for me that will look like any other founder out there. That's very important. So I feel confident that if I just click this clip button, copy button, it'll add it to my clipboard and I can just paste it. That's where I want it to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that in as a product feature. It's small, but I know that when I really trust a product, it's kind of exasperating if I have to click into something to then copy it or hit that copy icon for multiple fields. It's like, nah, click that copy icon in my product and it'll automatically take everything that is inside the details and put it into your clipboard. Risky, but I think it'll help some people to move really quickly. Also, the onboarding is going to be pretty cool because I'm going to automatically, like the future features, like when someone gets onboarded, once they finish their organizational, like their company information, which is pretty dense. Like it's got a lot of information it's asking for so that we can pitch it correctly. It essentially will go ahead and cross-reference everything that they've put in on that onboarding with all the journalists that we already have in our database. It'll automatically add 10 journalists that match, up to 10 journalists that match, and create pitches for each one of those journalists. So as soon as you sign up, when you fill in your company profile information, it'll automatically create pitches for you based on like a 80 to 90% confidence score that you will want to pitch that journalist in the future about your product or company. Again, something that's small, but it'll really like get people used to it. Maybe 10 is too much. It might be like 5. So that's how I kind of think about things from a product standpoint. I'm really trying to figure out like the nitty and gritty experience things that have nothing to do with like design, have nothing to do with animations, gradients, like any of that type of stuff. It just really like, if you're trying to get them to that aha moment, you know, like with Facebook, the aha moment is when someone got 5 friends. It's like, I want your aha moment to be the moment that you fill out all, because when you sign up, you're going to be clicking through. You're not going to really understand the flow. But once you fill this out, you'll hit save or something like that. And all of a sudden, it'll have a notification right here or something like that's what I need to add. I need to add a button that shows all the pitches that have been created for you. And then that'll just you'll hit save and then instantly 3 will pop up right there. You'll be like, what's that? And you'll look over it and you'll see that we already generated some stuff for you. And I think that could be really cool. And actually, that might be the free version. It might just kick you off with just that experience of value immediately. You don't even have to do search. You don't even have to work with the pitch list. You can just go over there. So that's kind of how I'm thinking through it, to get them to that magic moment as quickly as possible. And that is essentially instantly. It's like a 0-click magic moment. All you have to do is just enter your information so that we get the context to make a really beautiful pitch. And then hopefully you'll see how great the pitches are and you'll be like, hey, if this is a pitch for the first 3 that I didn't even ask for, what would it look like if I pitched 25? Will they all be this personalized? Will they all be this like interesting and compelling for what we're trying to build, tell our story? And then what if they don't do anything else? What if they just take those 3 pitches and they get coverage for 2 out of the 3? Oh, you better believe they'll be sticky because we didn't even make them pay for that. We didn't make them work for that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking through products. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, continue on. That's just like my product philosophy. Okay, when the user clicks into the card of pitch, oh yeah. This is just the details, as if you really want to get into. So pitch in the pitches page. We'll animate. So this is essentially showing them the full pitch that pulls from pulling from the subject and the content fields in the pitches table. And the reason, again, that we want to keep those in a table, which I wouldn't normally normalize, but eventually we want to have PR teams that are in here. Oh, hey, kiddo. Gotta run. Talk about it later.